What?
Ladies and gentlemen, we
Oh.
were about to have a meeting about the episode, but I just started the episode. Oh my god, that
Oh
that means
yes.
we're real rebels. We're the real Baba Booies of 2025.
There you go.
Dylan, are you?
Gary's
Are
that
you?
guy's name.
I think that guy's name is. It's so crazy that have you looked in on Howard Stern? He's just interviewing boomer celebrities now. Like it's literally the guy
Yeah,
that was
he's
like,
old.
go up to Rosie O'Donnell and tell her I want to punch her in her face. And now he's like, Bruce Springsteen, you're my boss. And it's just like, what happened to this guy? This guy should be given, if anyone was supposed to be alt right, it was Howard Stern, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a very like they built an entire radio station off of his back, and now he's just like the last guy who cares about radio, seemingly.
Yeah, he's the last guy to not acknowledge podcasting. Like the amount, basically, Howard Stern, when satellite radio came out, he was like, I'll tell you how I'll beat the iPod. We do original content. And then Steve Jobs was like, make sure we do original content too. That's a good idea. And then they did. And then it just destroyed Howard Stern's life.
You think it destroyed his life? Or yeah, because obviously when you get
Yes,
that rich, it's like
he went crazy.
all you want is
he sued Sirius because he's like, you guys merged, so I should get a bonus for the merger because I am the reason there was a merger. And it's like, what? And it's like, yeah, it was me. And they were like, we had to do it because of the U.S. government. And he's like, Baba Booey, though. And they're like, no.
I made serious, and then another thing happened, and then I still want all the money. Good for him though. He's one of the you were a big Howard Stern guy. That
I was a big Howard Stern guy.
That's crazy. But I mean, I guess that you're a wrestling. Anyone who's into wrestling, it's just like, well, of
I
course
literally,
they're
do you want to know how I
into
got into Howard Stern? Hulk Hogan's many appearances. Hulk Hogan and Jesse the Body, because Jesse the Body Ventura went on, and Howard Stern just thinks all wrestlers are dumb. And then Jesse Ventura is smart but crazy, and he was like, "This guy's awesome." And
That's
then Hulk
perfect.
Hogan came on at the optimum Hulk Hogan time, pre-sex tape, post-divorce, just honest enough to make everyone like you, and not everyone realize who Hogan really is.
Hogan knows best about the races.
Here's how much
That
I
was
hate
the
our
full name.
subject today. Yeah, that's right. Hogan knows best about critical race theory.
There you go.
A thing that didn't exist when that show was on. Today we're talking about Shawn Michaels. I think one of the stupidest, most dickheaded, annoying things he ever did was that Hulk Hogan match where he just bounced a lot, and I hated it.
Really? I thought that was great because it was like,
yeah, you would.
Finally, someone being a dick to the guy who just like subtly gets his yeah, I'll do what this says, but I'm gonna fucking. And also, it just kind of proved like Shawn Michaels has always been a dick. He will always be a dick.
But this is the thing: is that Shawn Michaels is dick in a way that he's just like, not only is this not only does this affect you, it also affects the fans. That's the thing with Shawn Michaels' assholeness is it's like, not only am I making sure that you're in trouble, all the people that bought a ticket don't like it either. Like that's the thing with like Shawn
I want to
Michaels,
hurt the fans.
Yeah, there's something about him that like he's snapping a towel at a blind kid. Like there's always got to be someone who played no part in the situation, but they're being deeply affected by the situation.
Who was deeply affected, other than Hulk Hogan?
All the fans watching this wanted to see a fun match, and instead they were like Hulk Hogan. Like it's so annoying and bouncy, and just you're like, you did what? And it's also like all the wrestlers in the back were like, okay, wait. So this guy is a balding weirdo who wears loose pants in the ring and is good 4 times a year, and the rest it's fine. Basically, Shawn Michaels just did a bunch of things that really look good in TikToks, so his legacy is assured. Don't ask me what TikTok is. It is 2005, and that's about it. That was his latest state, and like everyone just got to get away with everything.
Shawn Michaels saw TikTok coming. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels works for the Chinese government, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I still think TikTok's going to be like in history books. TikTok will be seen as the first major shot across the bow that solidifies the Chinese becoming our overlords.
Yeah, well, that's why this podcast is changing to regime review. Everything.
No, we need to do one of those TikTok podcasts where we just ask questions that people can stitch on TikTok. So we just go like, John, what's the biggest sandwich you've eaten?
What I really like, by the way, is they're now banning TikTok in the U.S. on government agencies, and like Wi-Fi providers look like they're going to take it off. And already, and already kids are like, I'll get a VPN. You're not. I will continue to
There's
stage.
no way. There is no way they
Everyone
can
says this. There's
ever.
absolutely a way they can do this. I love, and this has been everything since 2016 is nah, blah, blah, blah. That's the noise everyone makes, and then things happen and everyone's like, actually, I did actually know that was gonna happen. Like, I remember people in the days before COVID, the fucking someone said this, and I will never not disrespect them. I have it on good authority. Every border to every country is closing. That's not possible. I know it is. That's the thing. That's the thing right there. Dylan, by the way, is just getting a text from me that
No,
says,
I'm looking up U.S. banning TikTok. I want to see a time frame because I'm sure they already tried this. It's not going to happen.
It's not like they're banning it off of government devices. They're banning, like they're going to ban it as much as they can. I think it is going to. What I'm saying is,
it's been banned from the U.S. House of Representatives. So now, like,
Dylan, name one group of people that is more likely to be doing dances than the U.S. House of Representatives.
I'm just saying, man, there's no way teenagers are going to. This is not going to stop teenagers.
I agree, but what I think is going to stop is TikTok's growth, in that it is going to be a fucking, like, it's going to be a fad. Like, all social media is going to be a fad. What it's going to be is we're going to look back in 30 years and you'll be explaining to your grandkids why you're like, yeah, man, listen, it was a fucking crazy time, and we wanted to be able to keep an eye on our exes. So we had all this stuff, and in the end, it invented fascism, which is why I'm now going to turn you into the overlords. Beep boop beep beep. That are robots, by the way.
I don't think. I just do not think that. There's no end to people's vanity. There's no way this will ever end. This is just going to. This will end. This will end in that, like, someone for a bunch of if you sub to my YouTube channel, I will set off the nukes and destroy all humankind, and that man will be the president of the United States, Jake Paul.
Oh my god, I cannot wait until Jake Paul is the leader of Alpha.
Until Jake Paul nukes everyone for irony.
Yeah, he nukes irony because he's like, you guys said I couldn't box.
But it's so funny that it's like exactly the same thing as what wrestling fans say, where it's like, yeah, but like, I get it, but like, he's playing a character, so it's like fine because I get it. It's like, well, he's still being a cunt.
Yeah, he still has a FBI file that's thicker than Abby Hoffman's. At this
I don't mean Jake Paul. I just mean anybody. Andrew Tate, Jake Paul, any of these, Liver King, any of these people.
I mean Jake Paul. Jake Paul, of all of them, Jake and Logan Paul could be president because they
Jake and Logan Paul could be president. Logan Paul could be president because he doesn't have tattoos.
You're 100% correct, and already has operated a pretty elaborate financial crime, so he's in like Flynn, baby. Did you know that Jake Paul had like an NFT and a coin and like just all this stuff and just gone? And everyone's like, did you steal all those people's money? And he's like, define steal, man.
Oh, that's why they both live in they live in Puerto Rico?
Costa Rica? But yeah, Puerto Rico or Costa Rica.
Extradite me.
Yeah, extradite me, baby.
Extradite. I live in Puerto Rico, man.
I gotta say this right now. I feel like we, in 10 to 20 years, Dylan, might be successful enough to have to move to like a weird country like that. I feel like if we both...
Yeah, I'll live in Serbia. I live in the border of Serbia and wherever.
There is nothing more telling than... Let me tell you who, by the way, I guarantee has gone to a conference in Hungary or possibly in the former Kosovo. HBK Shawn Michaels, to hear about how the Holocaust did not happen.
Here's something that happened?
I don't think Shawn Michaels thinks it didn't happen. That's what I think. I think Shawn Michaels guarantees.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels, you get a bunch of cocktails. You get a couple cocktails into him, and it's like he only believes the absolutely acidic conspiracy theories. None of the fun ones. Like Brian Kendrick caught flack for believing fucked up conspiracies, but he's one of those dudes where it's like, yeah, you've done so many hallucinogens, you just believe everything is. You believe where you're sitting is a conspiracy. But Shawn Michaels is like, Bigfoot, no, that's not real. But the Jews, that's just like...
That's exactly correct. It's like, there are no aliens. I'll tell you who's controlling it. His name is Benjamin Netanyahu. Like, literally, like, I guarantee Shawn Michaels' wife saw Kanye West on social media, rolled her eyes, and then threw her phone out the window, praying to God her husband went back to work before he checked social media. Like,
you think that his wife disagrees with him?
I don't think she disagrees with him. I just don't think she wants to hear about it. Like, she's like, Sean,
we both know these facts.
Yeah, let's stop repeating things.
You don't need to tell me grade 2 math. I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, did you know Shawn Michaels
Is
Was
history
born on
great
an
as
Air
monsters?
Force base in
I did know that.
Arizona. Okay,
Government
good.
experiment. They were like, can we make America's biggest cunt? And they were like, we have done it. His name is Michael Higginbottom, and he already tried to drug the nurse. He can't even fuck.
He's the youngest of four, and
Obviously.
yeah,
What makes you think you're so great, Sean? I'm here, aren't I?
yeah, pretty much. And his first break
Sean.
was in the AWA, the American Wrestling
Oh
Association,
yeah. They were like,
baby.
hey, what we need to do is we want a tag team that's two Tully Blanchards plus cocaine plus they're kind of in
Mm-hmm.
Judas Priest. What I love, by the way, is in Shawn Michaels' book, which I've read twice.
Really, you read it? Why did you read it twice?
I was like 17 and into literature, baby.
Oh yeah, that's the funny thing about being a wrestling fan. You're like, actually, I read a lot of books. Oh, what books have you read? I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about the fact that I have read books.
Listen, I've read a lot of books, and 3 of them were by Artie Lang. So what do you fucking want from me?
That's not Katie Lang. That's Artie Lang, actually.
Yeah. How many books have I read by former D Generation X members? All of those who have written books.
This is crazy because he's a tag team with Marty Jannetty immediately, which I think that it probably isn't talked about. It These guys immediately are in a great team, and it's like Kenny Omega having the name Kenny Omega immediately, or I don't know. It's like if the first time you drink a beer, you have a cigarette at the same time. It's like good things
How
that are
good is this?
destructive.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the first time you ever get an SO that sucked off.
Get
So
get us sucked off.
you get us sucked off. You have a cigarette. And you're like, these two things are together now.
Hmm. Something's getting sucked on. Something's getting sucked on. Both my dick by me.
Whoa, Dylan, you did it
That's
again.
good. Talk, John. I'm gonna cough.
So one time I went over to Dylan's house and we took turns shitting in each other's pants. And while we were doing that, we talked about the Midnight Rockers, which was the AWA tag team version of the Rockers. Now it was clearly just the Rock and Roll Express Vern Gagne style.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like clearly he's not like let's not focus in on the rock and roll. Let's focus in on what time you rock, which is later than the Rock and Roll
Oh yeah,
Express.
the midnight. Yeah, we're
therefore
no
better.
fucking. I'd love the daytime rockers.
Here's
Just a guys, just a guys still up on.
You're missing
Yeah.
the point. Here is, I guarantee, Vern's logic. Rock and Roll Express, that's a train. Trains don't run at midnight. You'll be the Midnight Rockers, therefore better than the Rock and Roll Express. That I guarantee is his fucked up weird.
What were the
wrestler
other
logic.
names?
Nighttime train that runs at night and is better than the daytime train. Rock and Roll.
Greg Gagne was the
Better
guy
than
in
Ric
charge of
Flair.
naming them. So it
Oh
was.
my God.
The first name was the Country Rockers, then the U.S. Express, which is good because that's just the mail.
That's just yeah. That's just
It's just two postmen.
That's just a train in the U.S. These people
Yeah.
arrived later than they should have.
Hey, they're playing their music, but these guys aren't done their break yet, so they're at the back eating, slow
Yeah,
chewing.
It's an American train, so for no reason at all, they're double decker so that the top deck just has a nice sky view of the scenery. It's so fucking weird.
But I will say this: the Rock and Roll Express, the Rockers are far enough away from the Rock and Roll Express, and I will say this: with
Very
every
different types of rock and roll. So like the Rock and Roll Express early 80s are Southern rock. These guys are modern Minnesota rock. You know what that means? It is nothing but that guy who sings Patio Lanterns. What the fuck is his name? Kim Mitchell?
Mhm.
Kim Mitchell. Yeah. Why not go for a soda? Nobody hurts. And don't drink it if the rockers have been near it.
Let's drink and drive. Let's drink and drive. No, the Midnight Rockers. Obviously, just like losing that and then just having it be the Rockers is like, it's so crazy. The changes. Of course, Vince McMahon thinks he should rename every single wrestler because in the '80s it was like, yeah, they sent me this guy named the Dingo Warrior, and I just put the Ultimate, and that's way better. And then I took Midnight out of the Rockers, and it's the Rockers.
It's
So
very
it's like,
funny.
I'm good at this.
Yeah,
Because he's
Vince
done it a
McMahon-
bunch.
Basically, what happened was when Vince McMahon formed the WWF, the NWA had filled out the test 95%. They just didn't put their name on any of it, and
Yeah.
needed like one thing improved. And he was like, "This is perfect." Like with Hulk Hogan, it was like, "I just need to give him the belt, and then he'll be the number one star." Okay, I'll give him the belt. The Rockers take out Midnight. That's really good.
Or even something simple like, why don't you wear loud colors? All right.
Yeah. Andre the Giant, why don't you stop wearing these weird small trunks and having the most dry
Yeah.
afro in history? Let's cut that, and you wear a weird one signet thing and look
Yeah.
like a monster because you're a monster.
How about this? How about you cover that one left nipple because that's the bad one. Everyone says it.
Yeah. Andre, I'm going to say it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Everyone's talking about you have weird nipples. We only can stand to see one of them. You look like a weird baby, man.
Yeah, Vince McMahon's grand tradition of "Hey, you're fat," cover that up, starting
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Andre, and everyone loved it.
Yeah, everyone was like this. That's the thing, Dylan. You've won it again.
How
That's
about
exactly.
this? Vader comes out in a potato sack, and I don't have to look at him.
Yeah, all right. How about this? I kill Yokozuna with a harpoon.
And then if you
Vince,
take your mask off, you're fired.
yeah, okay, but I hire Yokozuna and then I slowly feed him to death, proving to Stephanie why she should not have fries with that burger one time.
So, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels go on a tour of the AWA that could be
Chicago,
called.
Minneapolis. That's it.
No, I just mean called. This is like directly. It's like oh my god. There is a guy, Scott Falconbridge, who is a comedian who's
course.
doing a comedy tour of colleges, and they're like every single college. He would come a week after there had been some sort of horrible assault, and they'd be like, "I wonder who's doing. We haven't caught the guy yet." And then he was like, "Maybe it's the guy ahead of me," and it was. It was just the guy ahead of him on the college comedy tour. And that is what I'm sure other wrestlers encountered with Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty.
That's 100% it. Like it was literally like, the wrestler. It was weird. All the
I
wrestlers
can't get to
stayed-
sleep without pills. I'd love to, but some guys bought them all last week.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Hey, I have a question. What happened? What's with these 3 buildings that are now out of business? Oh, those are all pharmacies. We just woke up and they'd been cleared out.
Yeah, and it's also, they were like, hey, instead of, hey, these guys are bad people, but they're great wrestlers, it was more as the 80s, so it was like, not only are they great wrestlers, they're also bad people.
Yeah, exactly. The thing to keep in mind with the Rockers is they're a twofer. First of all, you get 2 sociopaths, and you get 2 guys that can do drop kicks at the same time. It's a win.
My girl likes to party all the time, and she's sleeping. Let's have some fun. That was their original song.
The Midnight Rockers are lucky they did not end up with the Von Erichs, or they would all have smoked each other.
Oh, man. If they would have ended up with the Von Erichs, then there would have been a lot of stories about Shawn Michaels' dark times where he basically had sex with Kerry Von Erich while he slept.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not talk about
Hey,
this.
I didn't know he was dead. I thought he was sleeping. Like, he'd be the crazy guy on... Anyway, well, okay, so someone's
Let me
dead.
tell you why I brought in the Midnight.
They still have human rights if they're dead. That's how we'd talk if they went to WCCW instead.
I'm Fritz Von Erich, and I now have 2 new sons named Martin and Sean, and they are the new Von Erichs, and they became my boys the way those other boys became my boys. They fucked the dead bodies of my kids, thinking they were sleeping ladies after a wrestling show.
You're a true
That's
Von Erich.
world class right there.
So, did you know this? Did you know Shawn Michaels? Basically, Shawn
That's how
and
it's
Marty
pronounced.
are very good immediately. The territories still carry it. I don't know. The only thing we could probably have right now, honestly, is the NWA, where it's like it still carries the weight of that name. So you still, this guy's the NWA champion, and it's like, yeah, but no one cares about it anymore, and that's where the AWA pretty much is in '86, where it's like,
Yeah. You have this interesting thing is it's the I feel like something that happened in the territories that people don't talk about is it's also this thing that they had to pick which one is their wrestling. And a lot of fans picked the WWF because it looks shiny and nice. But the thing that's not talked about
also
is
it took over. Like it took over, and it's like of course you're going to pick the WWF because they have the dude you've watched forever now, and he's on their TV. And also, I will say this is like, yeah, I just to further my other bad point. It's like this, all the era, the late '80s, is basically ECW in 1999, where it's like, oh, did you know Steve Corino was the ECW champion? That's where like anyone who shows talent immediately gets a belt in one of these like legacy promotions who've been around for like 30 years.
It's like the Midnight Rockers, who were they facing at this point? I think they were probably just trading the belt back and forth with Jim Brunzell. Good Lord.
No, that was Nick Bockwinkel.
No, but he
Still
was the
had
world
Bockwinkel.
champion. No, but who's the? But I'm talking from a tag team perspective. The thing you have to understand is like the AWA was the gold standard in many ways for so many of these things, and really lost a lot of its. I don't know why I can't get the camera to focus. Lost a lot of its mojo.
Oh, don't worry. I lost my fucking. I don't know where my USB splitter is. So this is onboard fucking laptop camera, which is why it looks like Al Qaeda has fucking kidnapped me. I'm trying to see who Boris Zukov and Soledad Utsinov.
What kind of fucking tag team is that in Minnesota? I guarantee
Russian guys.
Yeah, but Vern didn't think they were. You're French. But duh, that's French.
He would hang out with Marty Jannetty, Kurt Hennig, and Scott Ledoux. That was who we would. That's who Shawn Michaels. So that's a lot of pranks, and then also I don't know if we'll never do a Kurt Hennig episode, but it's like he's like a lot of his pranks seem pretty suspect too, where it's like
a lot of his
and then they're sleeping, and then we shoot him with a gun.
Yeah, the main thing to do is to make sure you cover your friends in blood and human shit. Yeah,
Scott was a really funny guy. Or sorry, Kurt was a really funny guy. One time he did this prank where the guy was sleeping in his car, and then Kurt turned the car on and then put a brick on the wheel, and now he's dead.
Let me tell you how I would describe Kurt Hennig in 3 seconds, and you know like 4 comedians that are like this, that are really stupid, like I'm tough alpha jock guys, and you just literally go, "How's your dad?" And then you can just see in their eyes that there is nothing backing that up. That's Kurt Hennig right there. He's like, I'm perfect. I'm better at baseball than Wade Boggs. And I was like, what's your dad's phone number, Kurt? Fuck you.
He did hang out with Wade Boggs. That is cool.
Yeah, he did hang out with Wade Boggs, but he very rarely hung out with his dad. And it's like, he did the same job as his dad way better. And his dad was like, also like Larry.
Oh, his dad must have been.
So
young. Maybe though. Maybe. I don't know.
If
he was for sure better than his dad is like, it'd be like if Vader had Seth Rollins as a kid almost.
That's exactly what it would be like. Yeah, it would be like if Roman Reigns gave birth to Daniel Bryan or Bryan Daniel. I got to tell you this, by the way, the WWE marketing machine works. I cannot fucking remember Bryan Danielson. I'm always like, man, this Daniel Bryan is really
and they
great
just
on
flipped
AEW.
it.
Yeah.
JR does it all the time. They basically have him down to an hour a week because of it. Where it's like, stop fucking calling him Cesaro. No.
Yeah, I think you'll find that's the WWF Championship, Jim. Oh man, AEW. I gotta tell you, I feel like I was a good friend for not watching in the CM Punk years, but I gotta tell you, this is like getting into a band after the behind the music. Like it's just like, oh, I don't see this lasting much longer. Everybody.
Oh God, John. This AEW will be around for a long time.
Me watching.
No. Oh yeah, you're not gonna
me watching it. Yeah, me watching. I'm already like
okay. Then they come into the WWF.
They come in the first time and are almost immediately escorted out because of something that happens in a bar.
But they're also 21.
They're 21, and the story is insane, which is like,
so how are you supposed to know that Assault is bad at 21?
Thank you, Dylan. From your mouth to God's ears.
I mean, did I have a general understanding that Assault was bad at 21? Yeah, but that's because I was born on an Air Force base.
Yeah, you weren't born in an Air Force base and then didn't go into pro wrestling. Also, because the story is they like went to a hotel and then like it's insane. Like the story is so like you made up a story to cover up for the far worse thing that you did, and I don't even know what that was.
Yeah, the story doesn't really make sense where it's like Jimmy Jack Funk was hammered and said break a bottle over your head, so Shawn did, and then they were fired. But it's like it seems to be
you just know there was more to that. Like you just know it was like break a bottle over that girl's head that is already asleep, and he's like, Stephanie McMahon, you got it.
So they were fired. Shawn smashed a glass over his head at the provocation of Jimmy Jack Funk, and Marty hooked up with the girl Jimmy Jack Funk was after on a night out when trying to avoid partying. Nice.
Thank you. That is where I detect possibly the truth of the story lies, is right there.
Okay, here you go. Shawn felt has ruined his career. He wrote, I am a dyke on the back of a female fan asking for an autograph. He had a verbal altercation with Robert Fuller, and Bob Armstrong gave him the 2 weeks notice. That was, I guess, after leaving WWF.
My God in heaven. Like, how fucking nuts. Like, Shawn Michaels, by the way.
I don't know, man. That's like.
No. You didn't hear. You didn't know where my point was going, which is
how cool can you be?
there you go. No, just imagine the pastor when Shawn the first time he went to his weird born again. He was like, "Let me confess my sins," and like imagine when he
Took
gets
a
the
full
part.
year.
He wrote, then I wrote, "I am a dyke" on a woman's shirt. I guarantee the pastor was like, "I'm gonna need a break here, Shawn. I'm gonna need 5."
Well, he probably was like,
That's
first
good.
of all, I don't view these as sins, and the pastor was like, I don't either, and then they winked.
They full high five. They full docked penises, and then the minister was like, if I do this to your butt, it's not gay because I'm Christian. And Shawn was like, "Is that true?" And he's like, "It is." And then they did it.
Yeah, that's good.
I hate Shawn Michaels. I think he's a hypocritical piece of shit. I think that he did nothing but negatives for the wrestling business, and I fucking don't like him. DX was his only good thing. The Rockers were fine. Our incarnation.
I'm on the other end. Like, I think, once again,
Fuck
deplorable
you.
person. It's like,
deplorable.
I want to say,
not that good of a wrestler. Triple H is a better wrestler. Take that.
Not
Doug.
that. Wow. Okay. All right. This is why you miss. I wish wrestling was as popular as like.
Nice hairline. Nice
Thank
hairline, bud.
you.
No problem.
I wish wrestling was as popular as sports, so you could have a Monday morning talk show where it's just you just saying like crazy things. Like,
but you.
I think Wardlow is the best promo of all time. I don't think Roman Reigns has ever eaten a carrot. You know what I mean?
I would be the Jim Rome of that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I got it on. All of my claims would come from things I think Paul Heyman told me, but he has not emailed me.
Yeah.
I would predict that AEW Rampage will be the last episode of AEW every week. Every single week.
That's how you go viral, though.
Yeah,
man, it'd be so good. But anyway, Shawn Michaels. Did you know this? They had a bad rip. Of course, these guys are 20 years old and they're making so much money. And I don't mean they're actually making so much money. I just mean when you're 20, all you need is like fucking a bit of boozy woozy. And they get to beat the Midnight Express for the fucking AWA World Tag Titles in late '87.
Yeah, who?
The Rockers.
Yeah, the Rockers beat the Midnight Express, of course. Yeah, it's weird. It's the other Midnight Express that's in the AWA that always fucking confuses me. Because that's Randy
Condrey and Randy Rose, who are also like really good wrestlers.
Yeah. Dennis Condrey might have the weirdest body of any wrestler of that era, where it's like, because everyone's like, he's the lover boy, he's so handsome, and you're like, he is not handsome. Like, he's many things.
But that is,
he will fuck you.
I don't know. This is the thing. That is the thing that he projects more than anything.
Yeah,
is just straight up rapist energy. Like these Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose are like,
oh right.
The fact that these guys are going out on the town is fucking terrifying. Yeah. Like, it's so great. Like, they are just so. Just having a guy who's just like all fucking forearm muscle named Randy Rose, who's like, I'm going out to drink tonight, is fucking terrifying.
So I
that's probably not the way it was meant. It was probably made like, oh, fun, but like just the way wrestlers were back then, how they just projected that tough. They all projected, I just worked a shift at a mine, and now I'm going to fucking try and fight anyone who looks at me because I'm so pissed off about my whole life. Projecting those people into the Midnight Express is like it'd be like if they're too fresh-faced now. Like FTR, everyone likes FTR.
Yeah,
Cash Wheeler is too fresh-faced for me, but Dax Harwood, everyone in the 80s wrestling and before, early 80s to before, was Dax Harwood's body type. But, like, Dax Harwood is bald because of his genes. These people were bald because of their lives.
Yeah. I'm going to completely agree with you.
They've actually seen friends die, and they're like, now I want to play fight for money.
Yeah. I went to Vietnam, and they won't let me kill anyone for real anymore, so I'll just come here and pile drive you.
There you go. All my opponents are called Charlie in my mind. Okay, they won't let me on a mic anymore.
Yeah. My name is Rick the Martyr Martel, and I don't like anyone here who speaks B. Okay, Rick the Martyr Martel. Goodbye. It is a very interesting time for wrestling now because you have a lot of nerds doing impressions of sociopathic alphas from the 100% is everything. Like, bear in mind,
every influencer who's like, we need to retake masculinity, it's like, you haven't done shit.
Yeah, bro.
Not all of them. Some of them are like army people
Bro,
with
someone
bad
made fun of
lives.
your fucking dick in high school. Just say it. Just say it.
Yeah,
Andrew
you
Tate.
just-
Newsflash, Andrew Tate. No one has that ironed of a shirt who fucks women, no problem. I'm going to say that right now. No one has that many
Andrew Tate's
pressed
just Ric
suits.
Flair, but he's not saying it's fake. Like he literally, it's crazy how many people just are doing Ric Flair, and even though they're not letting people in on the fact that it's fake, they're still not as bad a person as Ric Flair either.
That is one of the most true things you've ever said. That is an indictment of Ric Flair, which for Ric Flair, Andrew Tate is doing an exaggerated evil version of Ric Flair, and Ric Flair just living his life has done worse stuff.
Like the
just
Greta
call David,
Thunberg
let him know
tweet.
he wouldn't be. Oh yeah,
It's just
baby.
like something Ric Flair would have done in the 80s.
But this is the thing: is what we're also actually seeing is the like Ric Flair type of person, but with
One
social
second, you
media. So what you sort of have, and it's a very interesting thing because Shawn Michaels would be one of these people now. Like Shawn Michaels would be a monstrous podcast guest if we're talking Shawn Michaels pre WrestleMania 14, which is obviously the watershed for this man's life. And I think the thing you all have to remember is that he went away and sort of became this Christian person. But as a result of doing that, we really lost out on that fucking asshole spouting off insanity. The Attitude Era with new generation Shawn Michaels would have been some of the most, looking back on it, madness we've ever seen. If Shawn Michaels was like actively in wrestling during the Attitude Era with the Attitude, the Tate brothers would be doing an impression of the Heartbreak Kid. Like literally,
The
he
best
would
thing
be
that ever
super
happened to
kicking women every week. Like it would have literally been, because he wouldn't have been able to wrestle. He would have just, they would have been like, just kick people. And he would have been like, yeah.
The best thing to happen to professional wrestling was Bret Hart being fucked over by Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels hurting his back, because there's no way they leave. Like, there's no way Shawn Michaels doesn't get that belt back and he's like the leader of the corporation. Like, it really would stunt The Rock's growth as a wrestler. If Shawn Michaels was around, it's like the absence of. And that was the cool thing about all wrestling leagues suffer from the same thing where it's like you don't want to build those stars, but the thing is you need to just like vacate everybody and let new people grow and new wrestlers grow. And that's the thing about the late 80s with all these prestige things. Like the Rockers are a year into wrestling. They pick it up well, so they're like, oh, fuck, we need people at the top of the card. How about these co-kids?
Yeah, what it feels like is that the Rockers were looking for a job with the wrestling lifestyle, and just luckily they were like, we will work really hard to be good at this as long as we can keep doing this stuff to people. And they were like, yeah, you can do that, I guess. It's really
as long as we get to fill out these crimes. Hey, I hate to break it to you, I don't see those as crimes. High five, high five.
Like, bear in mind, the Rockers, they head to the Fed. They are immediately the tag team that wins on every Superstars. They are not going to win any big matches, though, baby.
Yeah, they don't win the titles.
They never win. Well, they do, but the ropes didn't ring, so they took the titles back. Like, technically, you know what I'm saying? You know that situation?
Yes, explain it for everyone who doesn't
know. So
the
Rockers, and we're not going to really stick with the Rockers because the Rockers very much are what they like. They arrive, they are the Rockers, and then they break up using that fucking barbershop window. But the main thing that does happen is at a certain point, they are going to be given the tag team title belts. They're supposed to beat the Hart Foundation. They do it at a house show in Hershey, Pennsylvania, I believe. And there is some issue with the ring ropes break. The match isn't very good, and Vince just decides, fuck it, do over, and they never get the belts back. As a result, I believe also because Marty gets injured, which leads to them doing a match with Power and Glory at SummerSlam, where Marty gets mugged and Power and Glory just beat the shit out of them. It's one of the most scarring things ever. It's why I always think that Power and Glory are a badass team. And I'm like, why were these guys not given more opportunities? Because they literally like murdered the Rockers on television. Like I find that more impactful. The
Rockers were also one of the only teams where it's like in this era, Bret Hart is viewed as a small. He's like a cruiserweight wrestler, and fucking Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Marty never does steroids. Shawn clearly just starts.
He gets puffy.
Yeah, Shawn starts doing like now there's like other types of steroids, but Shawn's doing some like he does some muscle gain and some other steroids that like cut you up. But and you know what the other thing is? Shawn Michaels once again, when he gets signed for his second time in the WWF, he's 23 years old. So there is like an aspect of like he gets his man weight from 23 to 27 when he's on the
Yeah,
road.
like it's the other advantage is he's in wrestling so like he's in the company so early. Like no wonder Vince loves him. Is basically Vince created Shawn in every way. Like
Exactly.
no shit he loves him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck me 23. Good God.
You imagine that? You're a military man and then your son is just face to face with fucking Jake the Snake Roberts in the late 80s.
You would love it. You'd be like, well,
The thing you gotta remember about how to live life is you can smoke anything. You can fucking get high on anything.
I think remember, Shawn, just take it. Worry about the consequences after, baby.
If you want to buy a woman for the night, you pay for that woman. You have sex with her? No, that's what everyone does.
You talk to
Here's
her.
what you do. You make her do taxes. When she does it wrong, you tell her that's wrong. And then you feel big. You feel like a big man, and daddy's going to affect you.
If you want one piece of advice from your dad, Shawn, do not hire an accountant. Hire a prostitute to do your taxes.
Yeah, make her suck the taxes.
You sit there naked, but you don't let her touch. You make her do your taxes while you're
She'll
naked.
act like she doesn't want to touch it, but she does. That's the other thing to remember is
But do not let her touch it. Remember,
like,
Shawn,
you can't touch it, and she'll say, "Stop bothering me," and then that's good.
Shawn, you got to remember this. You got to remain a virgin because the first time I had sex, I created you, and I fucking hate you.
Yeah, I'm Jake the Snake, your dad, I guess.
Yeah,
Still
Jake the
in
Snake.
this
Jake the
SmackDown.
Snake is if somehow now Shawn Michaels' dad.
Yeah,
That's okay. So Marty, did you know this? Did you know that Shawn Michaels kicked
Marty
Marty
tried to fuck
Jannetty
his
through-
stepdaughter. Yes, I did know that. And when can we talk about that?
We already did in the Marty Jannetty episode.
I know I want to talk about it more though.
No, we can't. We have to talk about Shawn Michaels
Okay.
losing his smile, which means a fight to some Marines. The
Yeah,
Heartbreak
so
Kid
go
was
ahead.
great.
Certainly
That's it.
was.
Kicks him through the barbershop window.
Fuck off.
The barbershop window and the barbershop is such a great thing because if you told me that the entire conceit of Brutus Beefcake having that segment was like, hey, we're going to put a dude through this window at some point, like every other time in wrestling, he would just, hey, it's Brutus Beefcake's barbershop. He's gonna interview someone. Oh, someone got put through the glass. It's like obvious. It's like an action movie where a guy walking back and forth across the street with a pane of glass for some reason.
Yeah.
They wait. If you told me it was like
They wait. They also
made it that they did that just so someone could kick him through the glass, and that's
Hang on.
That's so clear that Vince valued Shawn because that is. There's been no. It's like when Andre rips the necklace off Hogan, and you see that little bit of blood on his chest. You understand? People can't bleed on this show. People can't like do anything, and now a dude's being thrown through fucking glass. Like that's insane.
Here's
You're
the
like,
other thing is other people trashed the barbershop all their time. So this, to your point, that makes it even more brilliant is Sid Justice, like relatively at the same time, because the barbershop wasn't that, just broke up the barbershop and destroyed it because Brutus knew Hulk Hogan. And so the thing that you have to realize is the fact that to get Hulk Hogan over, it's not, he didn't also then be like, put Brutus through the window. It's amazing. You're totally right. And Shawn is so protected. So he goes immediately then into the Heartbreak Kid angle. He's with Sherry Martel, who is like, say what you want, kind of the best manager they've got.
Sherry Martel's fucking awesome too, because it's like it's 92. She's just finished up her angle with the Macho Man.
Macho King, you fuck.
The Macho King. And now she's
after the Macho King
stamping this other guy. You know what I mean?
Briefly
like
valet, but also briefly valet of Ted DiBiase, and then went to Shawn. So you have to understand it's a twofer in terms of like she's with all of the big heels, and now she's with this guy, and also she's in a much different light than she usually is. Like she's much less like the dumb, like you know what I mean. She's not nearly as dominant. And then the steroid era happens. Is she
Yeah,
fucking?
that's another thing.
And this is the thing that's huge.
definitely happens.
The steroid era happens as Shawn
Everyone
is
fucking leaves.
catching
Everyone
on a
goes.
bit as a heel,
WCW
and
happens too.
fuck
Like
you. Yeah. WCW happens. Steroids happen. These next
steroids,
2 years,
WCW.
Shawn Michaels just ends up, as I'm watching now wrestling pretty perennially as a kid, he is sort of the perennial Intercontinental Champion. He's given Diesel. He is doing the 2 belts with Rick the Model Martel. Razor Ramon is his sort of main antagonist. This is, in my opinion, the best Shawn Michaels ever is. Yeah, that's right. I fucking said it. This is the best Shawn Michaels ever is.
Oh,
Fuck
yes,
you,
there we
Shut the
go.
fuck
It's 6
fuck
a.m. Get your coffee. John's talking about wrestling.
I'm Garamba. It is. It's
You're
the
going to
best he's
tell
ever
me
been.
there's a tag team better than Test and Albert? I'm going to tell you to suck my cock.
Name one tag team better than TNA. Name one. I'm waiting.
None. They had a great finishing move.
They certainly did.
Much better than those. There's like 18 teams who are great, but their finishing move is you kick in the head, I'll sweep your legs, like just some version of total elimination.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
And that is
bad
the
move.
And that, no, it was done so well by the fucking eliminators, but everyone else does it badly.
Yeah, because the key to the move that the way the Eliminators did it, which is much with the way the Road Warriors did their finishing move,
Actually
was
hit
I'm
them.
going to kill you. Like
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
land
yeah,
on
yeah,
you're gonna
yeah.
land on the side of your head and your neck, and you're dead now, and I don't care because this is real somehow to me.
It was also helped by an insurrectionist yelling, "Total elimination."
Oh, Joey Styles an insurrectionist?
Must be. Joey
Live on top of Nancy Pelosi's disgusting cunt. It's ECW.
Oh my god, because Joey
Live
Styles
on top of the House of Representatives, I'm going to kill Nancy Pelosi for our hot god, Donald Trump.
I feel like this is how because Joey Styles got his Twitter account. I think he was the first person I ever knew you could get like deactivated on Twitter, and it happened
Really?
like Trump in the primaries.
If he just talked to Vince McMahon outside of work, he would have been the voice of Raw for the last 20 years.
Yeah, he would have. And no, what it is if he was 2 feet taller. Joey Styles is a very small man from Long Island. Joey Styles is a very specific.
But he also
New
beat
York
up
area
Bradshaw.
guy. That's the craziest thing. But that's
another thing he probably doesn't like.
Yeah,
This is weird microanalyzing, but it's like Vince probably doesn't like, oh, every time they see you on my TV, they're going to be reminded that my tough guy wrestler lost to you, and he's more valuable to me than you are.
Yeah, and it's also like, well, they don't know any of that, and he went, but I will.
Vince is weird, like...
You're right.
He's got weird things, like it's like the fucking Booker T Batista thing, where Batista loses the title, basically, because Booker T beats him up backstage.
Yeah, it's insane.
Anyway, here's a fun thing. Kurt Hennig came up with the Heartbreak Kid moniker and came up with like kind of like the whole character. So he came up with that and Razor Ramon.
Wow.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
Well, it's sort of like how
Kurt Hennig, the architect of the era no one liked.
Jim Ross has always said that if Scott
I'm the guy
Hall,
that came up with the thing where they had this whole character where Bastion Booger where you'd win matches. I was like, how would a human fart?
Jim Ross has always said that Scott Hall is like, if he's like, I have to put together a booking committee, you want Scott Hall, just Scott Hall. He's like, all you need is Scott Hall.
Only dead people. Scott Hall, Teddy Roosevelt, Hitler.
Mahatma Gandhi, Hitler, of course. Hitler is very funny. He's the most
Hitler.
important one to any booking committee.
I want
Hitler.
to get into the mind of a heel. That's why
Yeah.
I got Hitler.
Yeah. Now let me say that. Now not everyone agreed with me resurrecting them. They didn't know I had those powers. But listen, you never asked.
Okay, you name me a better heel than those Nazis. Them
Yeah.
uniforms?
The uniform, they got over quick. You're telling me that they got elected in 33. They were over in another country, Poland by 39. That's his Jim Barnett. Come on now.
Okay, I thought, of course, you're kind of stretching the angle a bit when they kill all the Jews. But the gypsies, that's just good booking.
Now I'm gonna say this right now. That's bad kind of heat. Now you want white heat, but you do not want the wrong kind
That's
of white.
turn
You
the
can't
channel
follow
heat.
it. You cannot follow murdering 6 million Jews.
Now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Anyway.
I guarantee Jim Ross has tried to rebook World War II. Now let's try this one on for size for fellas. America is on the side of the Nazis, and I like it.
How about this? How about that gathering we had at Madison Square Garden goes a better way? That was 18,000 American people in the American Nazi thing. Anyway.
Yeah. We do that part, and then we do it inside Congress, and it's called America now.
So Shawn Michaels recruits Dissel. That's
That's
Diesel.
right. That's how it's pronounced.
Here's a real question.
Go ahead.
Which
How stupid are WCW that he's literally like, I want to go back to being a strip club bouncer, and they're like, give this man his release. He's going to do something noble.
now they couldn't do this before. But they couldn't do this. Sorry, now. Yeah, or like even pretty much since after they died. But wouldn't you do? Which one was your? Sorry, this is kind of weird. I
Go
had
ahead.
two thoughts and I fucked them up. Do you like the Sherry Martel version of his theme song?
Great question. The answer is yes, but without the music. I just want to hear the words.
I think it's a good heel thing. I think that it would have been a fun nod if every time he was a heel, you got that theme song. Kind of like
Oh, that would have been a fun nod. Yeah. Because I didn't like that they didn't switch up his theme song.
like a subtler version of like the
face.
heel ramp. Sorry to cut you off. What were you saying?
But you're
like-
exactly no, the same thing is that they never switched up his theme song heel versus face, which I
Yeah.
both love when they do it, and then I hate it almost immediately. Like Nakamura's heel theme song could suck my butt.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when it's like their theme song is the best part about them. And then I'd say the worst is, and we never talked about this on the episode about him somehow, but when WWE started licensing music in the 2000s, and then they had Austin come out to that disturbed
my
version
God,
of his,
the
it was like, you
worst.
just
That was-
ruined.
Ruin this guy. Yeah, and also the glass was so much more intense. It's also
Yeah.
it ruins one of the funnest moments, which is Ric Flair in the ring, which is you should get the instead you get Nookie. Also,
Yeah, but I
why
guess
the
just
fuck
change. You
wasn't
have to change
his-
things up.
why wasn't his song "Break Stuff" by Limp Bizkit? How much better would have Steve Austin been? Just
I don't
one of
know,
those
man.
things.
Just having a guy like that your character is the no shit. And like you remember how over this guy was wearing skin tight nut highs in 1998 when everyone was wearing pants. Even Hulk Hogan himself was wearing pants that were the size of a small apartment.
Oh my god! And no, but also paired them with hiking boots, like no one did. I'm going to New York. I better pack my leather vest, knee highs, and some lovely hiking boots.
He
No other clothes.
literally just dressed like a vegan except for the leather vest.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Jean shorts and some hiking boots because I'm going into the wilderness. Where are my Cliff Bars?
Yeah, I'm gonna dress like a guy who feels like he has a lot more authority over the hike and bike trails at this nature preserve.
Yeah, I'm a guy who wears a safety vest and acts like I work here. Anyway,
Attention, anyone who runs, you've encountered this person where they, for no reason, just wanted to let you know you want to share the trail, and you just want to punch them in their face. Shut the fuck up. Suck my ass.
they
Designer.
Shawn Michaels
Shawn Michaels.
does amazing work during this point, and it's before everyone knows what work rate is. He's just doing a really cool job at selling. If it's now, he turns face so quick because he's so much better at wrestling than everyone on the show.
God.
Except for Bret Hart.
Also, if it was right now, there immediately there'd be discussion. Oh my god, it'd be so much better if he was in AEW, and then he would be in AEW. They put him in a weird faction called like the Heartbreak Boys, and then that's it. Nothing else would happen.
Yeah, and the other thing that's really important about Shawn Michaels is he has bleach blonde hair in the Rockers. He changes his look completely
So good.
and
And it's
goes
also-
on the capital J juice. Just fucking yum juice time.
Yum yum mullet, yum yum juice, yum yum weird, very specific
Ooh,
90s
yeah.
look, which is
He
circular
tests positive.
glasses.
He gets popped for roids in '93, which is the WWF tests are basically, are you on steroids? And you
And
go
he's like,
no, and then they
"For
piss test,
fucking
and you just
sure."
like you peed a whole needle. You peed
Yeah.
a needle.
Also, by the way, still won't admit that he did steroids. He's still at this time, like as of this writing, still if you ask him about
cares?
that, he's like, "Oh yeah, I did all that other shit. I didn't do steroids."
He also
then."
killed people. Sorry, he didn't kill people. He sexually assaulted women, and
Yeah,
he's not gonna. He doesn't talk about that. He just like, yeah, I went through
I
one
bet-
pill once, and that's why I have a drifty eye, and I can't look at
guarantee-
anyone. And,
I guarantee you can get him to admit to all of that. I guarantee you'd be like,
oh
"Hey,
yeah, he
Shawn,
doesn't think it's bad.
Yeah, I'll tell you the click
I
stand for
love
the
we're
noise
back
a
to
door.
slander.
Yeah, the click is the noise the door makes when it locks. That's where we got the name.
Oh, that's fucking terrifying. That's fucking.
I fucking hate Shawn Michaels. Fuck you, Shawn Michaels. You
Although
piece
he
of
is
shit.
friends with Kevin Nash, and Kevin Nash seems to be
I got to tell you,
one of the
Kevin
better
Nash,
people in wrestling somehow.
except for he really like, I don't know. I'm not going to judge
Does he seem
anyone's
like a
grief.
rat too? Because he was a strip club bouncer, so he's probably not a rat. You know what I mean? Where he's like, no, you don't say what you know, even if what you know is terrible.
Yeah. Like Kevin Nash was like, when Hulk Hogan got fired from the Fed, he was like, I would have given him the benefit of the doubt, though. And it's like, would you have? Kevin Nash made me very uncomfortable because he basically like he was. I don't know. Like it just I don't know. I just feel his son died, and he was like, my son really wanted my podcast to
to
get
have
more
all these
subscribers.
subscribers.
Yeah, and I was just like, I am very uncomfortable. Like, I just sometimes feel like, oh, I guess I'm just not going to be in this world anymore because I not live in a world where it's like, oh, my son is dead, and my son's final wish was for me to get one of those weird plaques. Like, shut the fuck up, Kevin. No.
So his first great match, Shawn Michaels' first great match, is
With me.
Razor Ramon and the Ladder. Not first great match, but his first like talked about all the time.
It's his coming out party. It's brought up in every wrestler's book. Ric Flair thinks that Shawn would have had a great match with just the Ladder. I think that it was an amazing chemistry between both of those wrestlers, and quite frankly, I think that Scott Hall does not get enough credit for what he did in that match.
Yeah. I think Scott Hall does an amazing. Scott Hall's biggest fault was that he was basically born in a time with so many like 7-footers.
Yeah,
because he's so good.
He has a weird body, which with Juice, he would have been, oh my god, Vince McMahon's favorite thing. But not
Scott Hall was on the Juice.
I don't think he was on that much Juice. Like he was on
John.
Stepdad levels of Juice.
Beautiful.
I am beautiful.
Moron.
Whoa! What happened with that second part?
Just
of that?
a bimbo.
I like the first part.
Busty idiot.
Thank you. I am busty.
Busty.
I am busty, and I am busty.
So
I want to point out we are 51 minutes in. I assume
we're 1994.
We're in 1994. This is when Shawn Michaels' career ends. No. Are we just going to keep going to the end, or are we going to do this in multiple parts?
No, we're going to go to the end.
Good. Let's keep going. I'm going to need a break in the next 20 minutes to take a piss, but we can keep firing up from now. I want to talk about the ladder match. I want to talk about the time after the ladder match, and I want to talk about my favorite time in Shawn Michaels' career, when he got that back injury and wasn't on TV for a while.
Yeah, I want to talk about. We should just do an episode just Commissioner Shawn Michaels. We never get to Christian Shawn Michaels or Christian DX.
I'm going to say this. Commissioner Shawn Michaels was the best authority figure the WWE ever had.
Yeah, I really like those authority figures that just show up sometimes and then go, hey, this is happening now. And then they just seemingly go away. And they're like, I guess they're just letting all this other fucked up shit happen.
It's because you kept forgetting that he worked there. That's like when he showed up to put Steve Austin in the WrestleMania 15 and like Vince McMahon, no, you didn't win. It was just sort of like, oh, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like it was great. Just good old, like Steve Austin's at a bar in Texas. Who's he sitting at the bar with? A guy who's definitely always at a bar in Texas. You guessed it, it's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, if you're nice to the bartender, they'll just pour you pills.
Yeah, if you're nice to the bartender, they'll let you sometimes break into their car and steal their stuff.
Shawn Michaels obviously was the reason that they got Kevin Nash Diesel into the WWF. He's his bodyguard, and obviously one of the better bodyguard piece of shit combos. I mean, them as a tag team, they do such fucking good shit. Dude, and it's such a simple move, but standing on Nash's shoulders because they're higher than the turnbuckle and doing the splash and that being your finisher is such a fucking awesome idea.
Oh, it's so fucking amazing. The whole thing is combined really good. The one problem they had, which is what was their name when they became a tag team later on? Two cool dudes with attitudes. Oh, no, two dudes with attitudes. Fuck cool. You, Vince. It is not cool. During that time,
it's cool.
I do not. With the time where Shawn wore a lot of leather Castro hats, you know what I mean? With a lot of like
the leather Castro hat. Like, I want a communist revolution where everyone gets to
in my
cock.
pants. Yeah. Like the amount of just mirrored things Shawn wore to the ring in this period is insane. Like just who's your world champion? That gentleman with all of those metal crosses on those chaps. They're hanging off, so you know that he's tough.
And then just Bone Sunny.
Yeah, and then, oh yes. In this period, he forms a weird cabal backstage that nearly controls the company. They basically ruined the town of Montreal as a drawing power for 10 years because because Diesel won't just acknowledge that people from former territories are going to draw people, so they lose to the pirate. Shawn Michaels is having a full affair with Sonny in front of Chris Candido and is doing nothing to hide it. And the Clique is kind of like, yeah, this is weird, man. I hate it. Or also love it. I think they watch him have sex. I'm not sure.
They guard the door while they fuck. That's the story I heard. That's from Sonny's book.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They guard the door while they fuck. Shawn also talked about a lot in a very like, listen, I feel bad that she was such a slut and that I'm cool. It's kind of how I remember it being in the book. And then we get to Uncle Eric calling and being like, yo, you guys want to get all the money? I want to hurt Vince. And they were like, do we? We do. And then Shawn does not go with them because Shawn, for all of his bluster and all that sort of stuff, knows that Vince McMahon is the key to everything, and Vince McMahon is the boy. With Vince McMahon will make Shawn Michaels the Hulk Hogan. If Shawn Michaels is in a company with Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels is television champion and part of the NWO.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels probably I don't know, man. That's a very interesting thought. I think that he's maybe where Brett is, but maybe that's just being lazy about it. But I think that he's enough of a fucking asshole to get what he wants.
Yeah, but the thing is that you have to.
He's in his. By the way, he's like before his back injury, and he has to stop everything. Like he once again fucks his back up super bad and has to be written off television because he has huge injuries, and like he's just basically like a pillhead who's going out all night and then fucking just being
getting
a menace
hurt,
in the ring, doing like hour-long matches at house shows. Because think about who the champions were before this. It's like Hogan, Savage, obviously, but like I guess you would just say mainly Hogan. It's like, okay, the wrestling WWF style is just like long, maybe 12, 15-minute long matches.
20
Nothing
minutes
really happens. Yeah, exactly. And then Shawn Michaels turns that into I get punched and then I fall on my top of my head and die.
Yeah, like it just becomes untenable. It becomes this weird situation, but also no one really does anything to address it. Other wrestlers more and more resent and hate him throughout this time period. And also a lot of people can't figure out why Vince McMahon, and I being one of them, can't figure out why Vince McMahon let this behavior go on for so long. But I think part of it was a combination of he saw Shawn as his creation. I think that also he realized that Shawn was loyal to him at a time when no one else was loyal to him, and Vince is insane. And also I think just Vince liked him. Like, bear in mind, Vince never flew out on the road to meet with 5 other wrestlers in a Coco's like he did with the fucking stupid Clique. Like, it's very, very bizarre the power that Vince endowed these wrestlers with. And I think that also taught him moving forward, just treat them all like shit and they'll never organize. Which leads to it's WrestleMania 12.
Well, you get the Vader feud, too, where it's like they bring Vader in specifically to work with Michaels.
They bring Vader in specifically to be the monster Michaels faces as soon as he's after the champion, which, by the way, they never do again. He becomes the champion. He has the match with Vader. Vader just beats him up because that's what Vader does. And Shawn can't handle it and starts being a fucking asshole in the ring.
In the ring. Like, move, you fucking idiot. Like that.
The SummerSlam thing is crazy. It's also crazy they haven't edited it out because you see really how fake wrestling is, because Shawn goes from an elbow drop to simply landing on his feet, kicking him and yelling, "Move!"
Yeah, that's crazy. And if anyone knows you're at a new job and then just having a guy who's like one of the managers be that much of a cunt to you. Also that much of a cunt in front of Jim Cornette. Like, this is the stuff where Jim Cornette is still like, I'll fucking kill Shawn Michaels. Like he still is like, he disrespected me and he disrespected Jose Lothario. Like, he hated that Jose Lothario became part of his whole thing, and they presented him like Shawn is Mickey and that, or Shawn is Rocky and that's Mickey. But they did that so Vader and Jim Cornette could attack Jose Lothario and it would be a thing. But then Shawn wouldn't cooperate and let them build storylines. It was such a fucking irritating time. Yeah, and then you get the whole, like, the Iron Man match at WrestleMania with him and Bret Hart. Bret still says this is his favorite match, but I watched that match live, and Bret talks about it in his book, where it is so obvious who's going to win, because, like, Bret comes down to the ring, walking. Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels comes from the sky. Like, I don't think
That's
they're going to
the
have
thing.
the guy who comes from the sky on a zip line lose.
Yeah. Also, like it ended, I don't know. I never have enjoyed that Iron Man match. I've never been able to get through without fast forwarding.
Of course not.
It's
If you know what happens, there's no way to enjoy it.
and even I remember watching it. Yeah, I don't care. I love Bret Hart in 97, but good God, pre-WrestleMania 13 Bret Hart is boring sometimes in that fucking ring. Holy shit bags.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a different style.
But spice it up. The fans are not into it, bud. I need to be able to do it.
What do you think
slow
he
so
should
I
have
can-
done? Pile driver
Punches?
on the apron?
Yeah.
Pile driver on the apron. Stab. Maybe stab him.
Mhm.
Go full New Jack.
Yeah.
Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels in
Name.
landmine match.
Oh my God, you're not fast forwarding.
Yeah, Bret Hart finds a way to just does a fucking top wrist lock on top of a landmine. It sets
Oh my
off. They
God.
both die, but he's like, I hold the wrist lock.
Yeah, I held the wrist lock. He didn't reverse it, so I win.
Apparently, Shawn Michaels was working without an ACL. How does he get this? You know why? Because it's like 300 nights a year. You're falling off that fucking ring post, bitch.
I can also explain it because I was speaking to a friend of the show, Colt Cabana, about this, because we both have fucked up shoulders, and he's like, it's wear and tear. Like my body, he's like, things don't like get injured overnight. It's just like you literally wear out that membrane in your body because you're not supposed to hit your knee against something every night for 10 years.
You know what it is? It's the fucking old WWF rings. It's like Shawn's wrestling like a fucking not high flight, but like a 90s high flying style, and it's the WWF rings were like notoriously harsh.
Yeah,
Which is why
like
everyone's style was like punch, body slam.
yeah, like when they get to the top in the WWF, basically their in-ring style is just not to be touched by anyone.
Yes, and then you get the Sunny Days comment where basically, which is so funny,
Oh yeah, it's such a dick move. You're fucking the girl I'm fucking.
which
they
is
have a-
so funny because it's like basically Brett's like you're fucking blowing up my spot because I am for real constantly cheating on my wife and it's sick, but like you just literally talked about the one woman I'm not cheating on my wife with.
Which is why it's such a good move. Like it's because it's that thing of I was not cheating on you with Sunny, dear, and I can corroborate that because I was cheating on you with 3 other people.
How am I supposed to have sex with Sunny when I'm having sex with these other women who are trying to get your number?
Let me tell you, I'll never forget this. I was on the road in Canada. I believe it was Northern Ontario, and the comedian, apropos of nothing, just looked at me after we had just received a text and went, "You want to know how you get away with cheating on your wife? Always deny it."
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the guy just left the room, and in my head, I just went, "He just got a text being caught cheating on his wife again." That's what that told me.
So we get Michaels in 97 becomes pervert Shawn Michaels, and I think
He's wearing South Park shirts. He's wearing belly tees.
This is good Shawn Michaels because it's like
good
you always
Shawn
knew this
Michaels.
was in him, and when they had babyface Shawn Michaels, the character was basically like, "Hey, this guy's hot. Isn't that fun?" Like,
Hey, little kids, are you sexually attracted to this grown man? And now it's
because
like,
he did dress just like like what a 90s male stripper was. It was like the perma fucking beard,
Yeah.
like not a beard, but just like the 5 o'clock shadow.
stubble. Yeah. Like it was. He at this point, by the way, he was super broke. So posed in Playgirl magazine,
Showed
which
his hog.
they show. I didn't think they showed his hog because they put.
Look
the
at it right
spread-
now.
I have seen it. It's the belt is over the hog. I thought.
I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna go to my fabulous incognito window.
Of course.
No, actually, this is the one porn I want everyone to know I watch.
Yeah.
But continue.
Everybody.
So, Degeneration X begins because of
This is the best era of Degeneration X. Is Rick Rude, Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels, China,
two managers.
and Triple H. 2 managers, unheard of, unseen.
Great. I think that's a great idea. You have Rick Rude is essentially New Diesel, which is weird because it was like Rick Rude's the tough guy, but I'm like, I remember watching Rick Rude grow up. I'm like, isn't this guy the chicken shit heel who always gets atomic dropped and then his dick hurts?
I remember this being explained by Jim Ross, and it made me really happy, which is we don't know what Rick Rude's there to do. You know what I mean? Like that's how they presented it. Like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna get up to? He's a naughty boy.
Yeah, this is stupid because it's all just him in a fucking towel. Show your
Yeah, the reason-
hog, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, he does not show his penis. He's not like when we did Playgirl
You must be
magazine.
18 plus to view this community. I am 18 plus. Let's go.
Finally.
This is great. Shawn Michaels in Playgirl magazine. Not safe for work, but no dong. It's just honestly none of this is like, dude, he's such a weak. Yeah, okay, so you see butt. Yeah, because the belt is around his dinger.
His dick. Yeah.
But it's also like, I don't know, man. Show your fucking hog, you fucking puss.
Yeah, I can believe it. Dylan. No one wants to see his dick more than me. Let's not mince words here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Shawn
I'll tell you what
Michaels
happens.
with the worst OnlyFans.
Or the best. Joins DX, defeats Bret Hart. No problems with that match. Not an issue.
So we should talk a bit more about DX, like they say the F word that has my last name in it on TV. You like that? They Michaels really just has so much more charisma than anybody in that stable. Like
anybody in that company, Dylan. That Shawn Michaels, this was the best Shawn Michaels has ever been. Shawn Michaels was this fucking like dynamic shitty heel. He got the bear in mind, he got the belt in the Montreal Screwjob and was not touched by any of that heat because he just immediately was just kind of like, I'm a dick though. And everyone was like, yeah, he is. Like it was amazing. You want to see how to do a modern wrestling heel with the fans being aware that wrestling is not wrestling is a work. This is how you do it. Shawn Michaels is so fucking good in this moment. So
I think this is extenuating
good.
circumstances though, because you're never going to get a guy like Shawn Michaels. Literally, Shawn Michaels is CM Punk with a pill problem. Like he has that level of indignation towards everyone else in the company. Like,
yes,
I am the best, even though I'm slurring my words, even though I am delivering a promo into what I think is a microphone, but it's just a bunch of straws and an Arby's.
Yeah, like it is fucking nuts. You're so right that that's exactly who he is. He is CM Punk the cokehead. Like he's literally
because
like
people were allowed. This is the secret sauce to wrestling, and it's not good. People were allowed to be just like criminals.
Yeah,
and would be on television. So you'd be like, I fucking hate that guy. It's like, yeah, because he's a criminal and he's doing he's doing criminal behavior and that's bad. But now if someone is an asshole, then they get immediately taken off of the company, which they should be. But
yeah,
wrestling has to blur that line where it's like, okay, well, at least the promos are real. Like, that's why everyone loves promos, is because you don't need to fucking take it easy on someone. You can actually have a verbal altercation because no one will get hurt.
It feels real, but it's also I don't know what is in. I always have to say this about Shawn Michaels in this period of time, which is, do you think that Bret believed Shawn about the screw job? Because I remember watching that Wrestling with Shadows, and I'll tell you this about Shawn Michaels: he genuinely does seem like, fuck this shit.
I think that he's. Do you think Bret? No, I think Bret just like was. To me, I think Bret was like just mad at Vince because he knew who to actually be mad at.
Yeah, and the thing to
Like,
remember,
Shawn. This isn't Shawn.
Yeah, the pill popper who just took off who literally came out of a hotel room, took a condom off of his dick, threw it at at the bellhop, and went, "That's my package," and then went into a different hotel room. No, I don't think this guy pulled this off.
But it is funny to be a guy who just fucking cheats on people's like one cheater thinks the other cheater has no honor. It's very funny to me.
Yeah, it's exactly This guy only cheats on one woman. No.
What, this guy steps out? Wait, so when he does his crazy sex parties, there's not another woman crying at home?
Wait a minute. Yeah, wait. So, like, the person that's being hurt is a man? No. How's it gonna get hard?
The best there was, and the best there ever will be at making my wife cry.
Yeah. I am the excellence of execution. If execution meant on purpose leaving text messages that would hurt my wife.
Here are some things I invented. Okay? The idea that you could just be a professional athlete and be a successful professional wrestler and gaslighting.
Yeah.
Following
things that we wouldn't have if it weren't for Bret Hart. Looking a woman in the face, even though she just saw you fucking two people, and saying, "No, you're wrong. I invented that.
You're crazy. what? This
Yeah.
isn't happening.
Yeah. What are you like? This is like your mom talking.
Yeah, your mom's. Yeah, me and your mom have been talking. We think you have some problems. Anyway, I'm gonna go finish this not 3-way.
Yeah. Here's the one thing you need to remember is I named my two of my kids after parts of knives. In no way am I a bad guy.
So did you know this? Did you know that they call that match the Shawn Michaels submitting Bret Hart with the sharpshooter in Montreal, the Montreal Screwjob?
What?
Yeah.
Well, why? Because the fans were over.
Yeah.
Because they did not present the commentary bilingually because it was in French Canada.
Yeah, they screwed the French people out of hearing Quebecois French. That's actually why they called it that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's why I said that, and then it was right. Of course, the Montreal Screwjob. Less said about that, the better. Jim Cornette apparently invented it, along with everyone else. Oh boy.
Anyway, yeah, you guys can hear a lot of people talk a lot about that and whatever. Anyway,
Yeah, but I want to
here's
talk
another
about the better thing, which is Kane briefly joining DX, and then they kept
and
questioning
he has
whether
no
or
dick.
not.
It got burnt off.
Yeah, did your dick get burnt off in the fire? This is
That
how
was
you
after Shawn Michaels was retired.
They first bring it up because Kane briefly joins DX in this weird time. Yeah. This was a weird, like the booking between the Montreal Screwjob and WrestleMania 14 is so just sort of like, look, the belt is on a cokehead. We need to get the belt off a cokehead, and we need to make sure the cokehead is cool with that. Is everyone cool with that? And then they were like, we have just told the cokehead everything, and they're like, fuck. Like this, it gets really Vince Russo really quickly. Like they do Owen Hart. Owen Hart attacks Shawn Michaels after his first title defense against Ken Shamrock. That builds to nothing because very quickly Shawn is like, no, we will not be having me against the Harts anymore. And they just kind of drop it. Very awkward and weird. Very awkward and weird. Then you get No Way Out of Texas, which Shawn literally just doesn't show up to, and he's replaced by Savio Vega.
Well, this is in the aftermath of the casket match against The Undertaker, where Shawn Michaels does the thing that I don't think you ever need to have.
All the bumps on the casket.
Well, it's just he hits the side of the cat. Like, you hit the edge of something, you accidentally run into the edge of something. You know how you do that at walking speed, how that would hurt? Yeah, then you imagine being thrown that into the... It really makes me uncomfortable even talking about it. And he's so fucked on pills at this point, he's basically threatening to no-show WrestleMania, which they've spent so much money.
And bear in mind, it's Mike Tyson. Also, he already had other back injuries. Like, it's that thing of, like, he was already taking time off after that Royal Rumble anyway.
He's fucked.
He's fucked. And then they're like, oh, he basically injured his injury. Headed on over to WrestleMania 14. Did the business for Stevie A.
That's great because when he actually does it. So, obviously the rumor is that the Undertaker was put on alert to make sure Shawn made business, which is hilarious. China would have just beat up the Undertaker badly, and then that would have been that.
Oh my God! Would I have?
This is my yard. Stop punching me in my yard.
Imagine if I would. It would be hard to stop me if I got a time machine out to go back and make it. So the UFC is Mark Calloway versus Joni Lawler in a cage. How fucking awesome would that be?
Here's the thing I have a problem with. Kevin Nash, I guess, is there's a couple people who I will say I will deviate from this. But the Undertaker, people forget this. His character was he was a zombie. And then he wanted to MMA. In the end of the day, he's a basketball player. And who is afraid of basketball players?
So, yeah, kick him in the knee.
He's 6'10". That's strong, yes. Sure, probably strong. Probably very strong. Anyway, I don't know.
So
if someone talks about how strong they are, and I've never heard a story at least Bradshaw beat up someone smaller than him. I've never heard a story where the Undertaker was like, and then he beat that. He's always like, "Hey, watch it, or I'll beat you up," and everyone's like,
"Watch it."
I guess.
Watch it, or you're gonna have to go to wrestler's court or other things that'll stop me from having to actually be physical.
See, I'd win the fight because I have a tombstone. It's a real move.
So here is the thing that no one understands about Americans that I genuinely think, which is Americans do have bought into the whole If you be it, you're it. Like that's the thing where they were like, well, Trump was the president because he said he was the president, so he can be a president.
If something you think, therefore you are. Yeah.
Yeah, and Canadians are, as people, are like, no, I'll take you down. Like I'm gonna know how to take you down, which is why I think that any Canadian can beat up any American wrestler, because any American wrestler, CM Punk is an example of this of his UFC, Undertaker, and the way he positions himself. He's like, I'm a big tough guy. And I guarantee you and I in a room with either one of those guys could take him down in 5 seconds because we'd either establish the weakness or they won't fight dirty. Newsflash, CM Punk, I'll fight you. But guess what the first thing I'm doing is? I'm taking out a knife and trying to stab you. There, I win the fight.
I will say this. I don't think I would beat up The Undertaker.
I do.
Well, I don't know. Actually, it depends. Now,
maybe.
Now, maybe. Also, does he know the fight's about to happen? Do I have a weapon? I think I could beat up The Undertaker if it was from behind with a bat. Yeah.
100%. All fights.
I won. That was a fight. I would say immediately after hitting him with the bat in the back of the head, I'd say that was a fight, and I won.
I'd agree with you. I would agree with you. I'd be like, I saw
that was a fair fight, and I won.
He was right. It was a fair fight.
Did you know this? Did you know Stone Cold Steve Austin wins the match at WrestleMania? Here's my favorite part, is that Shawn Michaels, a spectacular piece of shit. People talk about CM. Here's the thing with CM Punk, is that he's a piece of shit, but he's like, people will stand by and say he is not a piece of shit. Even Kevin Nash's like best friend will say Shawn Michaels was such a piece of it at this time, and there's video evidence. This is one of the greatest, most unprofessional things I've ever seen. He's lying on his back, selling the stunner because he's dead. He's just lost the title. He's chewing. He's chewing the gum just to be like, fuck wrestling. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels, 2 years ago, was told to retire. Still doing crazy bumps. Still wants to be the best wrestler of all time. Driven by this. And has all intents and purposes, a pretty crap match. He does sell. I thought he sold the punch really well from Mike Tyson. I thought that was really good.
I think that's the best of Shawn. I think that's the best Austin. It's the best coronation of a champion the WWE's ever done. That match, it feels just like, it's just like we're all here. We're going to sit here for 3 hours because at the end we want to watch that guy win the belt. That's what it feels like. It's great. Shawn played his role perfectly. I think there's nothing else better that could have been done.
And also, like I said, one of the great things that happened, and one of the few instances where Vince McMahon sticks by his dude, is Vince McMahon keeps paying Shawn Michaels for his sacrifice, essentially, that helped the company stay above water. Like, say what you will about the NWO. Way better angle than blah, 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 blah. But, like, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart kept that company afloat, because if you want to actually watch pro wrestling, then they switched roles.
Vince McMahon kept paying Shawn Michaels because he knew the second he stopped paying that guy was going to be in WCW, bad mouthing the WWF. Like Vince, like he can be all like, no, fuck yourself. I know what happened. I know what happened. Thank you. All right, so then he sits out for 4 years. Does cocaine.
We should take a break on this and come back. You need to blow your nose.
This is me doing my impression of Shawn Michaels for the years he was not wrestling.
That's pretty fucking cool to be like, I love cocaine and now I have 6 figures a year to just snort, and I know I'm going to get 6 figures next year. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, he snorted coke and hunted, and it healed his back.
And then you know what happened? And then what happened when WCW was bought by WWE?
Sean's going
Shawn
to
was
rehab.
like, fuck, I need to clean up. And then he came back to wrestling, baby, because he knew he was going to get fucking hired.
100%. We
dope.
will.
I just found God, actually, because
I just found God because I need someone to pay these bills, and my stupid fucking wife, who was a Nitro girl, won't fucking do it.
Bitch.
I guarantee he said that woman. I guarantee.
How come there were no Nitro men? More on that after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wrestler Review. Dylan Gott and I, we just solved the Jean-Benet Ramsey murder. Guess who did it? Shawn Michaels. Super kicked her into the next life.
Are you serious?
That's right. I am serious, Dylan. I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, I guarantee Shawn Michaels knows all the suspects for that, though, being he was in the AWA.
Yeah, of course. Oh, Jean-Benet Ramsey?
Looks like a Buck Zumhofe angle, anyway.
Yeah, I smell Jim Brunzell from a mile away.
Shawn Michaels for 4
Spends
years.
4 years.
Does cocaine.
Does cocaine and hunts in San Antonio.
Oh,
stopping only
yeah.
to
Hunts
go
in the
in-
city like Predator.
Yeah, exactly. Hunts in this like Predator 2. Predator 1, they're in the jungle, you fuck. Stops only to go to an event where the Nitro girls are, and then he marries one of them. That's their
That's
story.
so fucking sick.
Basically, Kevin Nash is like, there's a real hot girl here, and then Kevin Nash wants to fuck her probably, and Shawn, to stop him, marries her, and then as a result became a Christian. Like, it is
Yeah,
nuts.
that's so crazy that's like a fucking sick ass meme, you know? Pussy so good, he's a fundamentalist Christian now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's more like cocaine was definitely going to kill him, so he just was like, well, I can still be an
Dude,
asshole, right?
100%.
Yeah.
He was like doing fucking key bumps, but he became a caretaker, so he had a lot of keys. And then she was like, you don't have to do this. And he was like, really? And then she went, Jesus Christ, blah blah blah. And he was like, all right, well, this is what happens. Some guy goes in rehab, and then they come out religious, and they're like, it's you gotta do what you gotta do to save your own life.
No, Dylan, here's what happened. You're 100% right on.
That's crazy.
What happened.
To get married, she had to marry Rebecca. The pair had to negotiate her release from WCW with a guarantee she couldn't sign for WWE.
How crazy were the Monday Night Wars? Where it was like, I want to get married, and they were like, I think this bitch is onto something.
Just keep on marrying the female. And then Vince finds out about this. So like, wait a minute, okay. Why don't you? Okay, here you go, Road Dogg. You go marry Eric Bischoff.
All right, wait. So we can
You marry
people?
Goldberg, and I'll marry Sting.
Do you want to know how I got the Radicals? I married Eddie. To Vicky. He had a different wife. I killed her. That's why he died. He was trying to get away from me. You know the movie The Game? I started watching it, and then I fell asleep, and I've been trying to finish it with Eddie Guerrero's life ever since.
So Shawn literally for 4 years is having back surgeries. And like, as a pillhead, probably having the license to do painkillers.
Having
must
the
have been
best time. Like,
wait a minute. Are you just telling me I have to play video games for my mind? I'm every woman. Let's do some pills. Let's do some pills, baby.
I'm Shawn Michaels. I'm doing pills.
He appeared briefly to make a televised speech at WWF New York in December of 2000, which is super funny to me because it's like his speech was, the plane's gonna hit this place or somewhere close.
Yeah,
and everyone was like,
let me tell you, if anything,
he's like, hey, yeah, fucking red pilled.
Have you guys ever fucking listened to fucking Bill Cooper? He's gonna be killed soon after whatever happens to New York happens. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Dylan, did you ever go to WWE New York? I went with my dad, and I remember
First of all, it was WWF at that point, so maybe just fucking get the name of the restaurant correct.
Well, that's right, because they changed it. Because after they changed it to WWE, they changed it to The World.
It's like when I opened the Soft Rock Cafe and buried the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah, exactly.
No one wanted poison when you could have James Taylor salad.
Yeah, excuse me. Do you have the Fleetwood mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see fire and I see rain. I see hot spices on a summer day. That's right. Come into fucking the Soft Rock Cafe. We also swear at the end. Super laid back. We fucking swear here. All of our fucking waiters are sitting down when they're on mobilized lawn chairs.
You can help yourself at the Jimmy Buffett.
Oh yeah, the Jimmy Buffet. That's got a lot of pineapples and a lot of other stuff. I don't know. You cut it yourself. We're too laid back to do the actual cooking.
Exactly. Yeah, all of the food is raw, but we have a stove if you want to cook it. We're laid back.
Yeah, if you want to cook it, like some sort of fucking weirdo.
Cook? Yeah, but we don't cook our food here. We just listen to the words of another classic Hall & Oates song. By the way, if you'd like some Hall & Oates, that's on our breakfast menu only.
Oh, yeah. Wholesome oats.
Oh, my God. I don't know
Uncooked oats. Eat it. Soft Rock Cafe.
Soft Rock Cafe. Whoa, are you Don Henley? I am. I'm
that's
also
right.
the line
Donald Trump can eat here, too, because Don Henley loves him. No, wait, that's the other guy. Who's the other guy from the Eagles?
Glenn Fry, he's dead.
No.
Joe Walsh?
Joe Walsh, conservative. Oh, he doesn't like Donald Trump. Anyway,
Joe Walsh does not like Donald Trump. Trust me.
One of the craziest matches of all time is when Shawn Michaels comes back from many back surgeries. He looks like a new man. You can tell because he doesn't have that cocky look on his face. He just looks worried all the time. He's worried about God's wrath, which he should be because he
he should be
clear-mindedly remembers the 80s now.
Yeah, and most of the 90s and a good portion of the 2000s as well.
Oh, yeah. He's the type of guy that can't go to AA because if you tell anybody, someone knows.
Yeah, exactly. I'll never forget all those times. Shawn, did you do any of this drunk? No. I drank to celebrate all of these activities. You get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of this AA meeting. Shawn Michaels got banned from an AA meeting for being too honest.
Another thing, I forgot about this. Shawn Michaels obviously coming back to wrestling, great storyline. But like a lot of things that end up great but start out fucking weird, like fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin himself, before Stone Cold had the like, you know, Smash the Glass theme song, he had like a weird one. Shawn Michaels came back to wrestling in 2002 as a member of the NWO.
Yes,
where it
he
was
did.
Like, hey, you think we're just going to ruin the original Invasion angle? Well, we're going to ruin this second one too, fuckos.
Yeah. No one remembers this. This was the Gold Dust Booker T era of the NWO.
Yes, where the whole show was Booker T and Goldust because that was like the only thing they had. They drove it into the ground. Basically, it was like...
This is the weirdest time in wrestling. Like, I don't know anyone who watched wrestling at this time. Like, this was like...
But this is like exactly what wrestling would become over the next 20 years, which is, hey, something is hot on the show. Why don't we protect it and make it like a top face thing? No, let's drive it into the ground with them doing their catchphrase and Triple H will win.
Yeah, that sounds right. Is there any way we can work Triple H just beating both of them in 5 minutes into this? The answer is no. Well, he did. Yeah, so he comes back as part of the NWO. Very quickly, they just move into this weird Triple H Shawn have unfinished business. But you have to remember, at this point, they actually have an opponent for Triple H. The fans are so already burnt out by this whole thing and don't care, and are starting to get behind Chris Benoit, which is very interesting. So they have two awesome matches. I believe it's Elimination Chamber, and then they have, which is where he's in those weird brown trunks at Survivor Series, and then you have the Armageddon match where he's in jeans, where they beat the fuck out of each other, and it's very exciting. And then you have WrestleMania 20, where they had a match with each other, and no one else was there.
He comes back at SummerSlam, and it's a great idea because it's like, obviously, you have the unfinished business of Hunter took Shawn's stable and became the fucking face of the company. Yeah. And now the old face of the company is coming back to face the new face of the company. And it's also classic click booking where, oh, yeah, I'll sell an all job to another one of the guys in this fucking group.
Yeah,
but no
to
one
my
else.
literal best friend.
Guy coming back from, 4 years on the shelf, and now he looks like, now he has like weird straightened hair. He can beat me up, but Rob Van Dam can't.
I've never seen a bald man have such a long ponytail. I bet you he's pretty good at beating me up too.
But yeah, he beats Hunter at the street fight, and then he beats him again in the Elimination Chamber, first Elimination Chamber match. And that first street fight, now, like, mind you, this is
I had it the wrong way around.
I was not watching wrestling at this point, but people are like, basically his back was so fucked, and the reason he was gone for 4 years was his back was fucked, and then you're just like watching this dude take huge bumps on his back.
It's wild.
Everyone was like, this guy's going to die. Like,
well, it's also this weird thing of he basically just rested for 4 years. I don't know, and it helped heal his body in general. He also isn't mainlining cocaine because he apparently kept passing out once his son was born because he kept just doing pills. Showed up at some events, eventually got into rehab, has been sober ever since, which is sad because he would have died and that would have been better. But instead, he came back. And let's be totally honest.
Those people have to watch their attackers succeed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's basically like Shawn Michaels is Bill Cosby minus consequences, plus just being a horrible piece of shit. And he comes back and begins to have one of the greatest second acts in the history of pro wrestling. It basically
this is the other ultimate question, and we'll do it halfway through. Which one's better, 2000s Michaels or 90s Michaels?
The best Michaels is 97 Michaels. Second best Michaels is this Michaels, where it's just kind of, is this particular Michaels, which I'm going to call Return to Christian DX, which is kind of like, I believe
Christian
in God,
DX jumps the shark, yeah.
but I also believe in super kicks. And then everyone's like, me too. Me fucking too, man.
They lucked out so much. WWE did during this period because like they not only do they have the Undertaker on SmackDown, but they have Shawn Michaels on Raw, and it's like you have two guys who never need to touch a belt, and you automatically have two main events on every single show because you have Shawn Michaels, who at any point is like basically doing the best work of his career because he's like actually can. And keep in mind this: he's gone and come back. He's still only 38.
This is the thing that's nuts. Is he's our age now?
Yeah,
37. Pardon me. He's going to be our age in 2023. He is already retired 4 years, come back, and goes on to have what a run. Holy shit. This is the time of him and Jericho have a great feud that culminates at a match at WrestleMania 19 that's really fun. This is the culmination of him and Triple H that leads to the three-way at WrestleMania.
And he's jobbing.
He's jobbing all the time. Couldn't give a fuck. It's a real shame that Chris Benoit had to go murder his family because good God, what a great WrestleMania main event. And by the way, shows you really how to book a competitive triple threat match. Because you know how it's going to end and still you watch it being like, ooh, this is really fun.
Well, it's the first instance of the holy fuck, are they actually going to do this? The guy, the guy who goes against every archetype of what this company likes, which is so interesting because the other part that aids Shawn Michaels' longevity during the second act of his career is he ditches the steroids.
Yeah.
He does not do steroids. He's back to basically his body is the exact same as it was when he's like in the Rockers in 1988.
I was about to say the same thing. Is he basically becomes, what if the Rockers, Shawn Michaels, was a fun dad? That's basically what he is.
It really is. It's like, yeah, if you just was like, okay, if you pre-heel turn Rockers Michaels, just like, instead of that heel turn, he just was like, instead of turning on my friend, I think I'm going to quit this dumb wrestling stuff, and then just came back.
Yeah, I think instead
they
of
also do a Rockers reunion that's awesome because it's like, the way that those guys are high flyers and how young they are when they start, they could do the exact same matches they did in the 80s. And then it's awesome booking where it's like Jannetty just comes out, they fire him, and it's like a real fucking shitty thing to do, and it really just sells. And Michaels honestly looks like such a fucking... He's so good at looking like a dad who's just been yelled at by his wife. Every single promo is just him with that fucking thinning hair, looking down and someone scolding him for being a piece of shit in the 90s, and that's the entire run.
Also, can I just say this, and I love this part, is we also have the Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels feud, which is wrapped up in the Rockers reunion.
One of the most unsung.
That fucking feud, Dylan, let's you and me fly to a location that's equidistant between Los Angeles, California, watch that match, strip totally naked. Make love.
That match got me back into wrestling.
So did I. The build of that match.
It's so much better than any of his Undertaker matches.
So much better than any. And also the build. Him putting Marty Jannetty and attacking Sensational Sherry. And then Kurt Angle just monotonely going, this is Shawn. This is Shawn. Like, you're just like. Because this is also, by the way, it's literally like the meta narrative also is Kurt Angle is literally, he is a head and he is a body. And there is no neck there. And he is on drugs. And he is literally, hey, Shawn Michaels, I'm you, except instead of drugging women, I just wrestle. I go on the radio and talk about how much I want to have sex with fat people.
It's legit. It's Shawn Michaels is a better babyface, than he was back in '96, and it's like the inverse of his feud with. Because like this is like an open secret, and I don't think I've heard many people talk about it, and it's not that much of a secret anyway. People are going to think it's going to be more scandalous than it is. But Kurt Angle just basically, after he was Howdy Doody, once he shaved his head, he just took Ken Shamrock's character.
Yeah, he became Ken Shamrock the wrestler. Like it was
Ken Shamrock, but actually good at this.
Yeah, exactly. If Ken Shamrock wasn't always like if Ken Shamrock, they didn't have to say stuff that really toughened him up to wrestling fans. Like, when he was 11, he used to sleep in cars. One of the craziest things Jim Ross has ever said, which is really saying something at this point. But this
would be great if Ken Shamrock was actually Shamrock's not a family name. He was adopted, which statistically means he's been molested.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you why Ken's tough. His dad used to beat him, and he can't really know love.
That's right. He was seen as the best one of the brothers, none of which were... So this man, Wayne Shamrock, essentially just adopted children and then forced them to fight each other. Anyway, little snapmare going on.
First of all, that is Bill Watts' maneuver. And that right there is a dropkick textbook. Let me tell you where Ken Shamrock played football. That would have been the yard at Juvie in Northern California.
That movie that Burt Reynolds did in the 70s, that's where he played football. Anyway, in 2006, there was a reunion of DX, and this really is terrible.
That's right. This is them saying Vince
It's
loves
really
cock
bad.
a lot.
Oh
This
yes.
is the I think of this always, which is apparently according to Mick Foley,
This
one
is
of the
this is the
problems with
fucking
his.
Dennis Miller thing.
Go ahead.
This is the Dennis Miller thing where, and we've all done gigs like this where you're bombing. I feel bad for Dennis Miller. They had guest hosts of Raw. Dennis Miller's trying to do comedy on Raw. It's not going well because, of course, it's not going to go well. Dennis Miller takes the ultimate, I'll just take this money gig. I know this isn't going to be good, but whatever. Comes on Raw, and then Triple H and Shawn Michaels interrupt him. Vince sends them out there because he's bombing and just try and be funnier than Dennis Miller there. And it makes me cringe on a level that
I've never watched this.
It's like, obviously I don't agree with Dennis Miller's politics, but as a comedian, it's difficult to watch that and not be like, I want to give Dennis Miller money even though he's already a millionaire. Because I've been there before where it's like, get Rick up there. This guy's fucking, yeah, everyone's just eating loudly, and of course we're playing our steel beam clang game, but this guy's bombing for no reason. Up the clangs.
The amount of times that I've had to explain to people that work in comedy clubs that they should know better. My personal favorite was doing a bar gig, or a pub in England. The pub had brought in a TV because someone else had a birthday and they were showing family movies. And then that's in one corner of just a room. And in the other corner, people were trying to have a full comedy show. 5 people at the comedy show, a 30 people family group on the other corner. And the promoter stood next to me being like, this guy's never going to make it. He can't get the crowd. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, are you a fucking idiot?
That's crazy. But yeah, that's what yeah, man, this is like Vince McMahon thinks that this is a sketch comedy show, and
well, you have to remember that
Generation Xer. Also, they bury, capital B. Never have I ever seen anyone bury other wrestlers more than Christian DX does, and the Spirit Squad. Yeah.
Yeah, the Spirit Squad. It's crazy. And also because the Spirit Squad had the temerity of being liked by Vince and being young.
Yeah, obviously. And they were super over as male cheerleaders, and they kind of did a kind tie gimmick where it's like, oh, we're all weak, but together we're a crazy force. But yeah, murdered every one of those guys' careers essentially. Obviously, no, Ziggler came back and was whatever, but DX had a feud with Rated RKO, and I remember being shocked that they actually got to do a beatdown angle.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts that Rated RKO, and then that culminates in a SummerSlam match. And I remember that this is how I was super poor.
Oh no, it culminates in the Survivor Series, and
maybe it's the SummerSlam
where they clean sweep. They sweep the whole match. They beat Edge and they beat them all.
Oh, it's like them versus the Spirit Squad and Rated RKO.
And they beat them all very easily.
Yeah, it stinks. It sucks, and it's boring, and I hate it.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And Edge and Orton by this point had been really well protected, and then they just fucking light that on fire.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. And then basically, then you sort of segue into him. He has the match where it's Vince McMahon and Vince versus Shawn and Vince versus God. It's all part of that sort of same storyline.
Yes.
You eventually then have it's also this weird sort of thing of then what happens to you have the Ric Flair's career is ended by Shawn, building up to that fucking emotional nonsense, and then you kind of have the Undertaker duo matches, and he retires. This is the thing that's nice about Shawn is he's gone away enough that we don't have to think he's not like Rick, where save your money, but at the same time. It kind of peters out after Christian DX. What else happens besides the Undertaker? The Undertaker matches are amazing.
There's so many good shit. There's so much good shit here. There's the Michaels and Jericho feud, which is the only time that Jericho's.
That's earlier. That's WrestleMania 19, is it not? That when they have the. Yeah.
No, there's a second one.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, Jericho comes back as he just basically does his best Nick Bockwinkel impression.
Yeah, of course.
But it's
Jericho.
And this is also, there's a different level you get to be a star in WWE in the 2000s, where not only can you come back sporadically, but you also don't have to do steroids anymore, and don't have to do steroids anymore. Chris Jericho in what year is this? 2000. I want to say like 2000. Oh,
I
this
know
is
exactly.
2008.
It's 2008, 2009 because it's the pre-Jericho before Save Us Y2J Jericho. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. No, you're 100% right. I forgot about the second phase of the. Yeah, this is weirdly the Jericho that he should be in AEW now, of kind of like King of Wrestling shithead Jericho. Not I'm also in Halloween and also.
Yeah, Jericho wants, but I get it because like, okay, what do I want to do? I'm in my 50s. I want to promote Fozzy and do wrestling at the same time. But anyway, Jericho, they do the angle where my brain's leaving me now, but like he like pulls Michaels' wife in front and Michaels ends up hitting his own wife and they're both standing there, and it's not like Jericho immediately goes, "Oh, I meant to do that." He's like, for a second, he's like, "Holy fuck, what did I do?" Because they've been PG long enough that this once again is effective, and then Michaels goes, "Oh my God, please don't make me sleep in the car." Divorce man, and it's a great match, and Michaels puts him over, and Jericho at the same time beats Batista for the title. This is around the time when I don't know, I didn't plan this, but mentioned the friggin'
of course
takes the title off of him because of the Booker T fight. Takes the title off of Batista, and you get like really the best booked Chris Jericho in his time in WWE. Is because of this amazing feud with Shawn Michaels, where literally the whole show is 100% dog shit.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing about Shawn Michaels during this run. The entire show is hot fucking dog shit. And it's just Shawn Michaels being good, unless he's in Christian DX, when it's like him being like, can we say frig? I don't even want to say God dang.
I'm going to say Mr. Fuji instead of fuck, and everyone's going to be disappointed, including Mr. Fuji.
8 years ago, I said retard on television all the time, but now I say frig.
Yeah, 8 years ago, I pointed at a woman and said, kill her, and then we slit her throat, and Nitro still beat us in the ratings, and now I'm like, I think you guys are being a bunch of rude boys, and then I have to go pray.
Yeah. I remember this all because also after that, they do the wrestler comes out, so they do the wrestler storyline, but with Shawn Michaels, where he has no money. And since they can't even do like, and I remember like they have like these vignettes where Michaels is working in his soup kitchen, and even he's like, "This is fucking terrible." But he beats JBL and gets out of the contract because JBL buys his contract.
I don't even remember that happening.
It's not good.
Yeah, I got to tell you, what I literally thought was they did Christian DX, and then he sort of hung out, and then they were like, "You face the Undertaker, I guess," and he's like, "Yeah, we can do that."
Yeah, and then.
Well, there's the Ric Flair thing, which is gorgeous.
The Ric Flair retirement angle. You get the two Undertaker matches where they portray Michaels as like a heel because he thinks he is God.
No, that's only the second time.
He's gonna cleanse the Undertaker.
Yeah, what do they say? Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna make him good. I'm gonna make sure that he doesn't listen to rock music. I'm gonna make the Undertaker fuck my wife, and I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is make sure the Undertaker doesn't ever look at abortions anymore or something.
Yeah, wasn't the stipulation the Undertaker has to shit and my wife has to watch it and then I get to watch that? I think that's what happened. If
the Undertaker wins or loses, he's going to vote for Ted Cruz. So there was no there were no stakes.
Those matches are good. I don't think they're the best WrestleMania Undertaker matches, and I don't think they're the best Shawn Michaels matches. They're fine.
They're good. I think they're really good, especially given how old those guys are, but I remember watching this with Jeff McHenry at a bar. Very talented comedian, and he was like, "This looks like my dad fighting my stepdad," and that's how I felt. Because you remember it was like
I'm gonna disagree. I always felt that the worst version of stepdad versus dad was Triple H, Undertaker, end of an era cage match, because that literally feels like winner gets to take Devin to soccer. Like they are really gingerly hitting, like they're really being conscious of each other's age in that match.
And this is I'd say the strengths of Shawn Michaels' career are that like he does have finite retirement, and he has finite retirements that he actually honors.
Except this most recent one was tarnished for 40 minutes for Saudi Arabia in the most, we shouldn't have done this match I've ever seen.
But I love money and I don't like journalism. That was because he did that for free. He just wanted everyone to know how much he hates journalists.
Yeah. If you guys look subtly at his trunks, it's just a bunch of different faces of Jamal Khashoggi, just to let everyone know what side, with lines through it, by the way. I'll tell you what's broken. Journalism. Shawn Michaels, by the way, was briefly Minister of the Interior of Saudi Arabia because they loved what he said about Jamal Khashoggi.
Yeah, he's like,
so wait, how about we put him on the barber shop and then I do my thing I like.
We love it.
This is the other thing I don't like about the Undertaker feud, where it's like the Undertaker WrestleMania thing, where it's like you have all these great matches with the Undertaker streak, and then for 4 years you're stuck in the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels and Triple H 7 times in a row. Like, I think it is 4 times in a row.
Yeah, because it goes.
I'm gonna look it up right now because it's like Michaels twice in a row because they make the mistake of having a really great match.
Yeah, they made the mistake of having a really great match to the point that then that's how Michaels goes out the next year. Mm-hmm. Is he retires in that like angle of like, oh, I have to do this or I will retire. Of course, you're retiring. It was very fun and exciting and actually a really great way to do it. Then I think it's Triple H. No, I think it's only Triple H once. I don't think they do Triple H. They wouldn't do Triple H.
No, they do Triple H. Triple H lost to him 3 times at WrestleMania.
I knew he lost to him 3 times, but I didn't think they did it back to back to back. Give me him, baby. Oh, that's
what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find the. All right, here we go. We got, it's exactly what I said. So WrestleMania 24, he beats Edge. So literally, once they notice the streak is a thing, is Randy Orton, WrestleMania 21, and then it's
disagree. That's wrong. You're wrong. Make that mistake again, I'll beat you up. The first time they acknowledge the streak is WrestleMania 18 with Ric Flair. Is the first official.
And then he beats A-Train and Big Show, Kane,
beautiful,
Orton, Mark Henry. That one's not remembered. Batista, Edge. Ooh. Edge is here's the thing. The Orton match and the Edge match, which is so funny that I didn't remember Batista and Mark Henry in between those, but it's like Orton and Edge, those matches are so good, and everyone's like, oh, does The Undertaker just bring it at WrestleMania? And then it is Michaels, Triple H, CM Punk, then he loses to Lesnar.
Wow. Oh, let me ask you.
And CM Punk say what you will about the man, he fucking grinds out a great match against, like, no one notices The Undertaker fucking sucks until the next year with Lesnar, when it's like, is he fucking, oh yeah, he's so old.
Yeah, the
That's
thing
not
is
just his character, he's so old.
Say what you want about Triple H. Triple H can make you look really great, which Triple H does, but good God.
Triple H is great.
The other thing is Edge is the last time when you went, well, it would make actually sense if Edge won this.
Yeah, it would have made a lot of sense if Edge won, but he did not. Anyway. Then now he retired because of The Undertaker. Well, so the Ric Flair thing is dope.
Yeah, the streak is fun. We've established the streak is fun. And Shawn Michaels retires. Shawn Michaels retires after essentially carrying the company on his back, and what turns out to be the most important time for him to do that, which was not during the Attitude Era, but in that post-Attitude Era, post-WCW. Well, I guess Shawn's going to have to work. Yeah, like it's...
Honestly,
he's
the greatest wrestler in WWE history who only wrestled during down periods.
Jesus Christ, you're right. Yeah, he is
literally, even when he comes in, it's like 88 is still amazing, and 88 to like 91 is still.
But
amazing,
he's not a part of that. Like he's literally like go be the Intercontinental Tag Team Champions of the world, rockers.
Like, okay, it's waning. Okay, it's waning. Okay, it's waning. Oh, it's starting back up again. I retired. Oh wow, the fucking NWO angle sucks. Oh fuck, how much worse can it? Yeah,
I'll tell you how much worse it can get. We can get a pill popper in here. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I think he sucks as a human being, and now he trains NXT and he stinks. I heard he told Braun Breaker, "What if you were not good, though?"
Here's the weird thing about it: is like, do you think that? Here's, I guess, a weird question. Do you think that Shawn Michaels, and I'm in the question, gives my opinion, I guess. Do you think Shawn Michaels is like one of the best main carders ever, who like people don't really like in a really successful wrestling company? Shawn Michaels isn't a main eventer.
Yeah,
he's just like a guy who's jobbing. He's kind of like Chris Jericho, but he's like better than Chris Jericho.
what is really weird about Shawn Michaels, I'm going to say this, is it's weird how loyal he's been to. How do I say this? It's crazy how loyal he's been to the Fed when every other type of wrestler that Shawn Michaels has been very disloyal. And I think that has served him in very good stead getting to where he is in the company, where he is, say what you want. That guy's a company man. And they kind of look the other way on the reasons. Like, I guarantee he was pissed when they were like, so Vince paid off all these women and did this horrible shit, so he's gone. And then Michaels was like, why is he gone though? Like, do you understand? Like, that's who Shawn is.
Yeah, I mean, that's who. But that's the other thing about Michaels, where it's like he's so. And I think I know what you were saying, where it's like the like light heavyweight. You know, he's 6 feet tall, maybe 200 pounds. He's like a normal sized man, really.
Yeah.
For what that type of wrestler is, he's the only one Vince McMahon really put everything behind. He didn't even really put everything behind Bret Hart.
Didn't really put it. Yeah, that's a great point. Like, he didn't put anything behind CM Punk. He very
I think
famously.
the strength of him, and I think the strength of Shawn Michaels, and I think the thing we didn't talk about, and I'll say my best thing is about Shawn Michaels, just because we didn't talk about it, is the super kick. Is like Sweet Chin Music is
yes, that's
having
like,
that move and being that size is so amazing, because it's like, yeah, I just lost 89% of the match, but I'm so sick at slapping my thigh, I just knocked out the Big Show.
Basically, he also created the finishing move that everyone has now, which is like a thing they do with their legs that looks kind of cool, but whatever. I want to think.
Oh, dude, he created indie wrestling.
Yeah, he certainly did. The thing that I'm going to
Slap
say
the
about
old-
Shawn, my favorite thing about Shawn Michaels, best thing about Shawn Michaels is at some point in the late 2000s, possibly around 2010, Rob Van Dam was like backstage during one of many Rob Van Dam's returns. I was like, holy shit, Rob, you're like really funny. And apparently Rob Van Dam went like, yeah, that's right. And you still buried me. Like, Rob Van Dam has not forget. That's and fair. Apparently Shawn Michaels was like, what? And he was like, let me say this about Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, you're a bitch. And Rob Van Dam is real Shawn Michaels, because real Shawn Michaels, Rob Van Dam will still kick you in the face. Like, Rob Van Dam, no lies. Rob Van Dam will karate kick someone in a bar. I love Rob Van Dam. Fuck you, Shawn Michaels. There's nothing good about you except you're probably a generational wrestling talent, and the super kick is amazing.
Rob Van Dam, for a while, was the most divorced man in the history of humankind on Impact Wrestling, with that woman, I forget what her name was, but just like dating some woman who was just like had 1998's fakest boobs.
Oh yeah, like, listen, Rob Van Dam,
he's still a professional wrestler.
Yeah, he's still in wrestling. Like, it's like worst thing about Shawn Michaels, I assume all of the horrible stuff. All of the things, all
Hobson really fucking laid off of. I guess, can you really? This is the other thing. It's like if Marty Jannetty says it.
Yes, because the way Marty Jannetty says it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's super cool.
Yeah, it's super.
Like
lame
the interviewer is gonna be like, "Wait a minute, she was passed out, and then you fucking that's fucking sick. That's fucking cool, man.
Whoa, are you telling me this person wasn't even your half daughter or whatever?
Whoa,
whoa!
She just woke up somewhere and she was fucking nice.
That's Marty and Shawn.
Dip it up.
Here's how fucked up Marty and Shawn's relationship only was it when Marty came back to wrestling and they did the Rockers reunion during the Kurt Angle feud. Did Shawn find out a guy, bear in mind, he traveled with for 5 years? Found out what his childhood was like then. How fucked up were they? Where he's like, well, you like when you were a kid.
I mean, all right. I don't want to say I have anything in common with Shawn Michaels, but you've certainly had drinking friends where you don't drink as much now, and then you talk to them, they're like, wait a minute, you have a brother? And that seems like what Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty were. They were so hammered all the time. Like, wait a minute, you have a family? Fuck.
Whoa, wait a minute. You're not me. I thought you were me.
Yeah, I'd say the worst thing about Shawn Michaels, other than the possible crimes, is you know what? Maybe the other best thing is his gear in his second era when he was old man Shawn Michaels. He somehow pulled off leather bell bottoms. He wore leather bell bottoms the whole time. But anyway, if someone's too religious like that, it does make me think they hate gay people, and I'm sure Shawn Michaels does not like gay people.
I will end the podcast on two things. One, those chaps were invented so he could wear knee braces in the ring without people knowing he was wearing knee braces.
That's pretty sweet.
Two, Shawn Michaels did give a very famous answer on TMZ. If you remember TMZ Sports, the thing.
Oh, yes, you talked about this, yes.
killed, and him being asked, what do you think of gay marriage, and him being like, he doesn't even be like, it's up to everyone. He literally is just like I'm paraphrasing, but he basically goes, I'm a Christian, and that book says I get to kill those people. And you're like, oh, like TMZ Sports learned very quickly. They're like, oh, we can talk to wrestlers. They'll give us everything. And it's like, they'll give you everything. Like,
Yeah,
understand.
wrestlers will say fucking crazy shit. Next week, we're going to do The Undertaker. Follow us.
Pack a lunch, ladies
We're
and
putting
gentlemen.
everything on our YouTube after this, so youtube.com/wrestler review.
Everything will come down off of podcast feeds eventually.
Yes.
All of that sort of stuff. Everything will eventually be migrated to YouTube.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out in what form, but it will be there eventually. And I know you're thinking, well, how much time will that take? Much longer than we're also expecting. Just know that.
Yes.
We love you, though, and please follow us on all those major things. The show ends in February. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Shawn Michaels. We fucking hate you. Goodbye.
Happy New Year, because it's fucking New Year's Day when they're hearing this. If they're not on the fucking Patreon. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy. Bye-bye.